Hello there, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Juan on Juan. It's your boy Juan. This week we are going to jump right into the NFL and Week 8 action. A lot of things have happened since I spoke to you guys last week. I'm also going to be giving another update later on this week because now we're officially Week 8. We're halfway through the season. Kind of give you my superlatives for the mid-year. And let's just jump in right into today. So, just wanted to give a follow-up to the Kalichi Osemele case. Very interesting turn of events. I think last time I spoke with you guys, I left you guys off at the fact that he had planned to have the surgery on Friday. He went through with the surgery. During the surgery, the surgeon, from what I read, was telling Kalichi that it was a lot worse than they had initially thought. Now, what ended up happening was very interesting. Is that after the surgery, the Jets actually cut Kalichi. I think that was like a Saturday that they cut him. And that kind of, for me, solidified it as this is going to be a really big issue. It's going to be something that everybody around the league is definitely paying attention to and looking at. And I'm really curious how this is going to turn out, because this is going to be one of the few times where it's been documented that A, the player was hurt, B, the player spoke of discomfort, and not just to the team, but to the doctors, independent doctors, and then also now to the media. And the team still was asking him to go out there and play. Now, I'm sure it's not Gay saying, hey, you need to be out there. But if you're getting fined for missing practice, what is that really telling you? You know, if you're getting charged $200,000 for missing a walkthrough because you're not expecting to play, and they're full out and expecting you to play if you're going to be in the walkthrough. I mean, that's just kind of basic standard stuff to me. I don't know. Gase is really an idiot. I'm kind of happy it happened to him because what he did to the Dolphins. And similarly in the NFLPA, which is the Player Association, are considering taking legal action against the Jets doctors. Not sure how far along that's going to go. This is Ian Rappaport, was commenting how they released him instead of just putting him on IR, which would have easily just covered his medical expenses. But look, they fined him for his entire game check, for conduct detrimental to the team. I didn't know my shoulder being messed up is conduct detrimental. I figured me being hurt and still having to be out there would be more detrimental than, me having the surgery to fix it. But very interesting what's going to end up with that. I think the scariest part for the Jets is Osemele is a very well-spoken young man. He was articulating very well. I don't think I've ever misunderstood anything he said. I just don't know how they're gonna deal with this. I feel like the NFL is gonna have to really take a hard look at this. And see what went wrong here and how to prevent this, because this could be a potentially catastrophic issue with a lawsuit that really follows. So let's just move on. Last week I was telling you guys about Scandrick, and I think I showed you guys a couple clips where he was just frying up the Eagles, just letting them have it. And I found very interesting that following this, I saw Malcolm Jenkins talk about it. He said, for us as a seed, we needed to get guys like that out of there. But I found more interesting where we go to the game and they're completely motivated. They're completely ready to go. They completely destroyed the Buffalo Bills, which at 5-1 were a pretty decent team. It wasn't an easy win by any stretch of the imagination. Going up to Buffalo in the rain, in the cold. And then it was windy as hell too. It was like 30-mile-an-hour winds. So Carson Wentz really didn't have like a great passing game. He didn't really need to though. They had both Jordan Howard went for 96 yards and a TD. Sanders went for 74, and then he got hurt. So he actually had a 65-yarder where he took it to the house. And then I believe it was on that play where he got hurt, maybe like the play after or something like that. But they just completely turned on the notch right after halftime, third quarter. I believe they're a very good third quarter team, and then they just pulled away. Jordan Howard mentioned how after the game, like late in the game, they just didn't want to tackle them, and it was very apparent because, them boys were coming downhill. They were coming downhill. Jordan Howard is a monster, man. Let me tell you, Jordan Howard got disrespected by being dropped from the Bears, and nothing against David Montgomery, but you could have made it work with him. You honestly could have, and now look, you have that regression with Trubisky where I don't even know where that's gonna go. And now let's talk about some positive stuff. These boys right here, I just need to let y'all know these boys, these Bosa boys. Well, let me take it back. I feel like there's family trees. The Matthews are one. Clay Matthews, his dad. I think there was like an uncle too in there. The Bosas, Joey, Nick, I believe their dad also played football for the Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken. And then the last one is the Watts. TJ, the other one that plays for the Chargers, or did play for the Chargers, the fullback. And then JJ, which unfortunately, shout out to him. Hope he heals well. He ended up tearing his, not bicep, his pec. Yeah, he ended up tearing that pectoral muscle. That's what I was looking for. He ended up tearing that. He's out for the year. But let's just shout out Nick and Joey, who just were complete monsters yesterday. Sunday. They were just completely dominant. Nick obviously is the younger one. He's the rookie. Joey had 2 sacks. Nick had 3. And Nick also had a interception. I want to show you guys this clip real quick, because this guy Nick Bosa, look at this. This is all day. Actually, I don't even think he played the Browns. Look at this. Bosa Bros. 14 sacks between them. They have more than all these other teams. Crazy. Insane what these Bosa Bros are doing. I think I got a video too to show y'all. Here we go. Look at this.
Juan has come in for him, and the pass is going to be picked off by Bosa. Nick Bosa. Can't bring him down till he gets to the 8-yard.
So on top of the 3 sacks, he also took that, just snatched that away. I've never seen a player do that. Let's see if they replay it. Look at this angle. Look at this. Gets chipped, gets blocked. Nothing you could do against that. Just a better player. Crazy. They broke the record apparently. I didn't even know that was a thing, but that seems obvious. So, really cool to see that. They're both obviously beasts. Let me see. Shout out to somebody who I'm going to talk about later on. Not on this video, but another one. But somebody who really just dominated yesterday, or I keep saying yesterday, Sunday, was Cooper Kupp. 7 catches, 220 yards, a touchdown, which was a 65-yarder, which was like one of those 3 backward lateral passes that was like some type of college fucking thing. Like, it was insane to me. It was insane. Let me see if I can show you guys.
triple reverse. Garrett Goff throws this side, and it's Cooper Kupp.
So it's cool to see him come back from an injury. It's cool to see him thrive so much. He's always been Jared Goff's security blanket, but it's cool to see him now put up these crazy numbers. And speaking of somebody coming back, shout out to Drew Brees. Came back from a 5-week absence, threw for 3 TDs, routed the Cardinals. So they're looking pretty good, 7-1. They're looking very, very dominant. If once they go on the bye week this week, once they come back, Drew's probably going to be a lot better. Alvin will probably be a lot healthier as well. So it's good to see. I'm excited to see this team. I'm excited to see another team. It's the Packers, because the Packers look like they're going to be a serious issue as well. And it was dope. I just want to real quick give a huge shout out to Teddy Bridgewater, one of my favorite all-time people. All he did was keep his team afloat. 5-0 record, didn't miss a beat. They might have struggled a little bit more offensively than probably what they would have with Drew, but 5-0 ultimately, and that's the biggest number you can give him. The kid's a winner, straight up winner, and I'm happy for him. I wish he would continue to play, but if not, he did his job. He did what he got paid to do, and I have nothing but respect for him. And then closing down this video, we're gonna do the undefeated and the winless. Obviously, undefeated are the Patriots. They took care of things at home. Cleveland had no shot. I mean, they were moving the field up and down, but it was just, I don't know what's going on with Cleveland. I think it's like the coaching, because I don't feel like they're that detail oriented, because they started off, Baker didn't even really turn over the ball till late in the game, but they started off with 2 fumbles by Chubb, one of which was the first one was like a bullshit one, because his own player got chopped up and his feet went up in the air and hit the ball out, which I guess I get. And then the second one was a worse one, because he was gone. He was at the 10-yard line, chugging a 40-yard run, about to score for literally a 50-yard run touchdown. And I think it was J.C. Jackson just comes up in the back and pops the ball right out. That was a killer. And then before you knew it, it was already 17-0, and they could really do nothing else. Very discouraging. I'm not sure what Cleveland's planning to do. They're going to have to make a change at some point. I don't think Kitchens is the answer long term this year at all either. But it's disappointing. I was a huge fan of Odell. Thought he was going to come out and have a huge game. Now I'm more interested when this defense actually breaks. Does it break at all? At all? I figured me looking at this, I thought it was going to be either today or versus the Browns, or versus the Ravens coming up Sunday night, because that's going to be over there at Baltimore. So I'm excited to see that game and to be able to talk to you guys about it. I'm going to really watch that game very closely. The next undefeated would be the San Francisco 49ers, which took care of Carolina, which I won 4 straight. So this was a good game. Let's not confuse it. This was supposed to be 2 high-end teams, and apparently only one showed up. Kyle Allen struggled mightily. They may want to bring Cam back just because of what they saw, which would be unfortunate. But it's looking like the San Francisco 49ers are real deal, guys. They might be real deal Holyfield. Yeah, very, very interesting. I wonder how many times I said interesting. The Bengals went over to London, played the Rams, and did absolutely nothing. They were actually even pretty close, because the Rams were struggling at the first in the beginning. So going into it, it was a 17-10 game. And then the Rams just completely choked the game out, won it, destroyed it. And then this was last night, Monday night. the Dolphins actually jumped up to a 14-point lead, and somehow the Pittsburgh Steelers ended up winning this game 27-14. So they didn't even score a single point, which is unfortunate. And that's pretty much it. Gonna be it for me today, guys. Want to give you guys a huge shout out for listening, tuning in. I love doing these things, and I'm gonna continue to do it. I'm gonna do one later on this week. I told you guys for the mid-season superlatives, so look out for that. Peace.